daily rambles. So, after the madness of the last 4 days of counting, we see that Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael seem to have retained a lot of seats. Now, overall they were down. I think it was 3.4 or something like this. How they're getting all the percentages, I couldn't tell you, but apparently they're down 3.4 in the overalls. But they're still getting the majority of places. Big uptake of independence, which is great to see. I mean, having a bit more belief in the people that actually come from them areas, and getting them installed. That's why I do think, go back to the way the states do or something. Which each state, so in our case it'd be each county, determine what happens in that county, and then you can judge a better overall what's the word I'm looking for, outlook from each county, and then judge the country that way, or move things forward in that sense of a way, the overall majority. Because if you start tuning into me reading the Constitution, you'll see that in that it's every man, woman and child the vote should be given to. But it's something similar to that. Because I don't know how, it must be a bleeding miracle how Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are still in there, And I watched Miss MacDonald from Sharia Fain. I watched her say what her views on the votes, and she was like, yeah, disappointed and everything and stuff like that, but we still got people in. So Shinner's still got people in as well. Excuse me. But overall they were down as well. All the main parties. Oh no, actually I think Shinner's, there's something about them being plus 2% or something like that. But everyone else, and then just to see the independents jump up. Malachy Steenson got in up in East Wall. Who else got in? Gavin Pepper, he got in Dublin City Council. And we were hoping that Kev was gonna get in, but he was I think he was only something like 60 votes off or something. Now this is what pissed me off about Rowan Croft, right? And his brother Ian, I think his name is. They had a total of a couple of hundred, about 700-800 votes between them. You know what I mean? Why didn't they just give them all to Kevin? They were the only. There was 4 independents running into the area. There was Kevin Coyle. There's that John Lyons fella, who he's not independent. He's secretly people before profit or something. I am sure he is a plant for people before profit, that John Lyons fella, because he's real one of these social justice bleeding warrior types. But that's what annoyed me. If the two Cross had to just gave their votes to Kev, he would have been in, but he missed out by 55 or 60 votes or something like that. It's poxy, and Lyons ended up getting in as well. That John Lyons fella that I was just talking about, by 800 votes ahead of him or something. But we can say this is how democracy works, right? And blah de blah. But what's a little bit annoying as well is I was looking at a video on Clonmel this morning. Now, go into my videos and you'll see it. I did a 3-minute video on it. One of the girls down there sent the video up through one of the WhatsApp groups, and they were moving them all in this morning with the guard escorting the builders onto site, and they were digging up the site, and they smashed up the Clonmel Says No camp. They smashed that up. But when I look at comments on that, right now, bear in mind, these are the same people who are calling the people outside the camping sites, or the plantation centres, should I say. These people are calling them the far right and the fascists, right? But they've stopped calling them that for the time being. Do you know what they're saying to them now? They're saying to them now that, well, Clonmel got what it asked for because it voted Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael back in. You know, that's the typical way an NPC thinks, right? A non-playable character. That's the way they think. It's a constant. No, it's not my responsibility here. So they're passing it onto the government, and then they're saying it's the people's fault for voting said government in. Do you know? Yeah. Oh, how are you? Yeah, all right. I was two of the girls that my daughter went to a party bit last week. It was running through the forest like a good thing, you know, seeing me. It's like Bigfoot, but scared them. But anyway, so that's the response now to what's happening in Clonmel. Is, well, people of Clonmel get what they asked for, voting Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael in. So it's, in a way, it's like an admittance, right? An admittance that those people there outside the sites, these plantation sites, were right in a way, but the other people in the area voted Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, so you shouldn't be there. Do you see what I mean? Do you see the way their brain works? I mean, they're complete empty vessels here. These people couldn't think for themselves, or cannot think for themselves, or refuse to think for themselves. So they just keep passing the buck. Yeah, some people might say, oh well, it's just a comment on Twitter. It doesn't really do anything or mean anything. But it does. It's showing you their mindset. It shows you the mindset they're in. You know? It's not us. It's not us telling you just can't do that. You voted for that, so it's your own fault. Even though I can guarantee you, most of the people that are outside them plantation centres are actually like against the government and don't want Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael in there. So you are actually doing the government a favour by just making up lies for them. So I have to take a drink. Oh, lovely cat. Hello. I always come across like different animals when I'm out and about, don't I? He's lovely. Here. Hello. Push. No, not anyway. He's someone's cat though. He's well looked after. There's been loads that's happened. I just, I do have loads to talk about in my head, and then as soon as I start pressing record, it just all fucks off on me. It's terrible. It's like when I join in the lives, sometimes I feel like I have so much to say and I want to say, but then just when it comes down to it, I keep drawing blanks or sporadically jumping from one topic to another. I'm horrible for doing that. Oh, here we go. It's just been quiet going by that. Yeah, and then now I do hope people as well, you have been sharing that video that I put up of Paul Fitzsimon's reporting from Ongar Village, because I feel that needs to see. We need to be the reporters now. We need to be reporting these things and not relying solely on MSN just to get the message out, because they're gonna hide most of these, or if they do put them up, they probably put them up for about a bleeding 20-second clip on the 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and that's all you're going to get out of mainstream media, So we have to do the reporting now, and if, even the way I did it there, right? So if I see the likes of, follow as many nationalists as you can, right? Because they're the people that are out there doing this, and the likes of Lady of Ira and all. Follow all these people. And then when you see them do a video of a crime scene or something, do your own video on it. Do a screen record and do your own voiceover and share your opinion about it. Tell Ireland, people of Ireland, how that makes you feel seeing this happen in Ireland, Because that incident in Ongar Village, going beside the Dominoes, or in the Dominoes should I say, was a double homicide. It was a double blade murder, and then it literally, beside the lane where another lad got murdered there a year ago or something. Now, Paul Fitz says his name in the video, so go and have a look. I think it was an Irish lad. The night beforehand, I did see a video of Domino's, and there was a guy laying down on the desk with his blood pissing out of his leg and all. It was apparently it was a machete attack, and 2 guys got murdered, 2 males. You know? And the same thing is happening, I noticed as well. Same thing's happening in most places in Europe, but I'm going to talk about Manchester because that's where I do follow Charlie Veach. And the man has to have a bleeding. That tells you a lot about Western society right now. He's just a guy who, like me, goes out videotaping and speaking his mind, right? And he walks around Manchester. But they're dealing in the open in Manchester. And Charlie's the only one that has balls to actually put them on video and show you their faces. All these males, all these African and Asian males dealing drugs in the local parks there. Now Charlie has to have a bodyguard with him when he does it, because now he's a marked man. Do you know? Imagine that. He's a marked man for going around his own city videotaping all the atrocities that are happening, and he's the one that gets targeted. Yeah, you could say that's a fact of life, that those who do good are usually the ones that get targeted, you know? Or like, say for instance, you're walking down the street and one of these males bleeding says something to you, slagging you dare answer him back, because if you do answer him back, you're opening the door for him to come and attack you, which that's what they'll do. You know, they're supposed to be they think in their head, I can do anything and say anything, so they'll say something to you. If you don't react, they'll say more to you. If you do react, they'll come over and attack you. You know, and with these type of people that think like that, they're gonna be armed and dangerous. You know, like the people in Ongar Village, or like all them dealers in bleeding Manchester. And I shudder to even think about how often stuff like this is happening throughout Europe now, since they've opened the doors, since they went against what Gaddafi said, when if you kill me, the floodgates of Europe will open. So what did they do? They killed him. And now look, this is a part of the result of it. Just a rant. I'm just going on a rant now, because the Clonmel video just totally wound me up. You know? Let's hope now. Everybody send out a message. Telekinesis, right? Start telling the Fae to attack them builders, trucks and all. Not when they're in it, just wherever they once they leave on site. Let's just ask the Fae to do us a favour, yeah? Because I'm sure they'll help us out. They did that last time. Now talking about the EU, so I'm going to jump to the EU now. Looks like your woman Ursula von der Leyen, they look like they have her lined up again. They're saying that she's appealing more now to the centralists. Like this, all these terms, you know, all these terms are just government terms, people. These are the terms that the government made up just to give an illusion, you know, that you're on the left side and you're on the right side. It's all an illusion. Hell, you could even say that the voting is kind of playing into that as well, isn't it? Who do you choose? Either this person who's leftist or this person who's right. So it all plays into that. Their whole system is based around it. The whole system is based around labels and lies. And the more people catch up to that and get knowledge of that, the better. Because soon you won't be saying their first names. Soon you'll be just saying, or if you do, you'll mock them. Like Hamas Harris, you know? Choo choo, you know? Don't call them by their first names. I know I do a lot, and I have been a lot, but it's really starting to just get rid of their first names out of me vocabulary. Only when I'm addressing them people, of course. take away some of that power they have, you know. Because when you think about it, you call your mates by their first name and all, don't you? You know. Whereas you're giving that person in or a way to be a way for you our friendship to blossom even further is to start calling each other by their first name or making nicknames up for the first name, you know, that way. Excuse me. Should have had other things wrote down, but I'll still continue. Stuff will pop into my head. My internal monologues non-stop. I think as well, Ulick, this part will do you nice, because I know you love Thomas Sheridan. Where he started talking about that, the internal monologue, you know. Well, it was a video about demons and understanding demons and what they are and where they come from and stuff like this. So he goes into different backgrounds of different times in human history where, you know, they all go by different names. So like Jinn, Banshee, you know, all these different things. He did say another one before that predates Jinn, so I'm gonna have to look into it. But he was saying that all those NPCs that we have in Ireland, that they have no internal monologue. Now, apparently, what your internal monologue is it's your spirit, you know. It's your spirit, which kind of makes sense to me, you know. Like anyone who watches these, you always have thoughts in your head when you're just walking around, but you never like speak them out or act out on them, you know. The thing with the NPCs is they have none of that. Like, they're just vessels waiting to be possessed. And he says, and I think this as well, that the reason that they're all pushing for the Palestine thing is the second they put that rag on their head, they're basically opening a doorway for them, for these evil spirits or jinn to come into them and possess them, and then that's what encourages them more, you know. Free Palestine, you know. You know my views on that. Fuck Palestine, fuck Israel. I'm only here for Ireland, and I know I talk about them other issues now and again, but like I said, it's to point out the hypocrisy of it, you know. It feeds into the government's hands as well, because it keeps all them NPCs looking halfway the world away, while look what happens to us here, like the likes of Clonmel and them plantation centres going ahead. But I'll leave it there for now. I might do another one of these on the way back, right? Peace and love.